to be that guy that said I told you so, but I did tell you guys in my last video. We need to relax, we need to calm down and trust this team. And what happened? We destroyed Tottenham. We destroyed them at their own ground, not once this season, but twice in humiliating fashion. 4-1 twice in one season, 8-2 on aggregate. This isn't a rivalry anymore. So is this team, are Arsenal bottle jobs, or are we just being a little bit too dramatic, being a little bit too reactionary? Because this team's got it. From what I saw in that game against Tottenham, this team has enough to go and win the Premier League this season. Don't doubt this team. I think Mikel Arteta figured something out from that game. Something we all already knew. We just forgot. And it's to do with our new signings. Victor Gyokeres and Eze are the key for us winning the Premier League and many other trophies this season. We need to remember the context, right? We have just drawn against Brentford. We drew against bottom of the league Wolves, one of the worst sides in Premier League history, whilst Manchester City, our title competitors, are gaining on us. The next game we have is a North London derby. The pressure is on. The stakes are at its highest. This wasn't just another game. This was a mentality test. This was the benchmark to see whether or not this Arsenal team has it within them to not bottle it and go and win this Premier League. And guess what? We smoked them. So the question is, why? What clicked in this Arsenal team for us to go and do that? Let's talk about Victor Gyokeres, because since he's joined, it hasn't been smooth. If anything, it's been a bit of a disaster. Everyone's crashing out. Media getting onto Victor Gyokeres, saying he's a flop signing, and they still go on to do that. Rival fans say that this is the worst Premier League striker, Arsenal flopped, ha ha ha. Even us Arsenal fans, including myself, I'm looking at these performances and I'm thinking, this isn't what I expected. This guy scored 100 goals in his last 2 seasons. I thought we were signing a world-class striker. I was asking myself the question, did we make a mistake? Why didn't we go for Ekitike? He's struggling so much in this amazing Arsenal team. Surely he's the problem. But when we needed him most, a North London derby, your team's under immense scrutiny, immense pressure to perform. Guess what he did? He scored 2 goals against our biggest rivals when we needed him most. Not just 2 goals, 2 world-class goals. Victor Gyokeres put on a display in that North London derby. Say what you want about Victor Gyokeres, but the one thing you can't take away from him is this man is a pure finisher. His ability to strike that ball is something that we've seen the likes of Van Persie, Lucas Podolski of Arsenal strikers in the past. But that is the caliber of striking ability he has. When we give Victor Gyokeres the opportunity to shoot, good luck to the keeper. I don't want to see him linking up play. I don't want to see him dropping deep. That's not his bag. He's not really good at that. Just give him the ball in front of the keeper, give him a yard or 2, and let him strike that ball and see if that keeper can save it. Because we saw it against Tottenham. Vicario had no chance. That first goal was ridiculous. Even the second goal, to just wrap it top bins. Are you insane? And if you guys do enjoy these sorts of videos, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to push to 15,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And remember, hit the like button. We're trying to go for 100 likes on this video. Let's jump back into the video. Now, why did Victor Gyokeres work against Tottenham? What changed? What did Mikel Arteta learn? He allowed him to roam. He allowed him to run into the channels, to do what he wants on the pitch, to use his instinctive striker awareness positioning to create those opportunities for him to score. Rather than putting him in a system, the system was around Victor Gyokeres. Let him live in that chaos. Let him shoot. Let him try and find that space. Let him take his man on. That is where you get the best out of the likes of Victor Gyokeres, the likes of also Eze, who dropped a masterclass. This is what the situation, the environment you need to put these sorts of players in. Just let them do what their instinct tells them to do. Because Mikel Arteta created that environment around Victor Gyokeres, we saw the best out of him. We reaped the rewards out of that. How do we consistently get him those chances? Well, let me introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Eze. I don't think I've seen a player hate a club more than Eze hates Tottenham. To score 5 goals in 2 games. Brother, what did they do? Not just that, put into context a little bit more. He rejected them in the summer, then scored a hat-trick on them, and now scored a brace to send them into relegation. This is dark. He dropped an elite performance even outside of the goals. If he didn't score any goals today, I'd still say Eberechi Eze was unbelievable. He was running the show. When Eberechi Eze is in flow state, he's easily one of the best players in the Premier League. You can easily see why Arsenal dropped the 60-70 million pounds on him. And this new dynamic that I'm seeing between Victor Gyökeres and Eberechi Eze, I think is something that can win Arsenal a lot of games going into the rest of the season. In the Champions League, in the big games. Those two, that dynamic that they have between one another is going to win us so many games. Eberechi Eze understands Victor Gyökeres and Victor Gyökeres understands Eberechi Eze. When you take a look at Victor Gyökeres' first goal, one of the main reasons why he has that space is because Eberechi Eze creates that space for him. He takes that defender away, gives Victor Gyökeres that extra yard to take a touch, set himself up perfectly and strike that ball. They understand each other. Even when you look at Eberechi Eze's second goal, Victor Gyökeres is the reason why Eberechi Eze has the space, because they like chaos. First touch layoff into Eberechi Eze to feed it into Saka. These players run off instincts, chaos. You need to put them in situations where the defenders can't even predict their next move. Just that quick 1-2 tiki-taka vertical passing is what unleashes players like Eberechi Eze and Victor Gyökeres, and we're seeing it. So this is definitely a duo, a dynamic duo that I want to see Mikel Arteta use more in the big games when we need a goal. Mikel Arteta said after the game in a press conference, "You can see that Eze wanted to prove something. He was upset with me because I didn't play him the other day from the beginning. And some of the decisions I made, I have started to understand how we're going to get the best out of him now." Chills down my bloody spine. Mikel Arteta, you have found the truth. Now, what does that mean exactly? What does Arteta mean by he understands Eberechi Eze now? It means in the big games, you need to put your trust in him. When there's pressure, when you need moments of magic, he is the guy you need to rely upon. And not just that, when you use Eberechi Eze with Victor Gyökeres, when you allow them to use their instincts to dictate attacks, to create problems, to score you goals, he is the man you rely on. Eze gives you that X factor, and when you combine that with Victor Gyökeres' elite finishing ability, you get a dynamic duo that I mentioned earlier that can win you games. We've got Chelsea next. Now that's the real test, because Spurs, that could be a one-off. At the end of the day, they are a relegation side. So was Spurs a one-off game, or did we genuinely unlock something? Because if this Eberechi Eze Victor Gyökeres combination starts to become a consistent thing, we could genuinely see a different side to this Arsenal team. More unpredictability, more enjoyability, which is one of the more important things to do with the Arsenal team, because I feel like in recent times we have not been that enjoyable to watch. Could Eberechi Eze Victor Gyökeres be that duo to make Arsenal great again?